Before the actual podcast begins, I'd like to thank everybody humbly from the bottom of my heart for taking the opportunity to check out this podcast during their trip on the train, or to work, or from work, or at home, relaxing, drinking a cold beer, drinking a cold tea, drinking a hot tea, drinking any sort of tea possible. Again, thank you all for listening in, and let's begin. Hello! Podcast listeners and all those who happen to watch. I make that noise when I orgasm. Don't worry, we got this. So, I'm here today with a legendary friend of mine who has slayed dragons, teabagged people on video games, and as well as set explosives via C4 on tanks in a FPS shooter called Battlefield 3 with complete vigilance. That, of course, is Mr. Charlie Strictly Saiga!
G'day, guys. Thanks
Oh,
for
man.
listening to the podcast.
So
I'm
today...
lying in bed right now.
Laying in bed, seductively, your bottom lip's quivering as he shoves a stock, playing your PS Vita.
What's been happening in the game world recently?
Well, recently the gaming world has been kind of steady, where it's not quite pumping out stuff like a floodgate, but just a right temperature, I think, this year for games, at least announcements. Upcoming, of course, will be Witcher 3, and that's for another episode.
That looks good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh gosh, the animate, like the characters, or at least the monsters in that game, the way they behave just made me drool, because it's like a really intelligent. It is like you're dealing with stupid AI. At least this is what I'm saying out loud right now. Yeah, the maps are freaking huge. And my only problem is I'm going to say that these enemies. Oh my god, these enemies look so smart. Then we go to play the game and be some sort of bug with it. Watch, there's probably something like that's going to happen.
That's always been the way, with graphics improving because there's demand on it, but there's no AI improvement because there's no demand for it to be improving, you know? Anyway, but yeah, so there's no good games coming out lately, besides Witcher, nothing else?
That's about it, roughly. I mean, other than a couple expansions coming out for games and all that, that's just really not anything I'm completely interested anymore with. I mean, you got Destiny, for example, which is just flat out. It's just lost its appeal, I think. I mean, I don't hate the game. It's just that it lost its appeal to me. Like, I cannot be hooked to it as much anymore.